What's up, guys? In this video we will be learning specifically about the for loop. So let's get started. As always, we have to include our standard library and include our main function. As you can see, I have done everything here, and now we will start our for loop. In order to do that, first we have to type the keyword for. Then now it's time for statement 1, which is executed one time before the execution of the code block. What I mean by the code block is the code that's inside the for loop. So first, statement 1 will basically be an integer declaration. So I would do I. It doesn't really matter what letter you could do. So I'll be doing I. Then we have to give it a value. I'll be giving it 0. Now we have to put the semicolon because 1, it's a declaration, and 2, it's used to split the statements apart. But now it's time for statement 2, which actually defines the condition for executing the code block. So statement 2 could be something like, how about I should be less than the number 6. And last but not least, our final statement, statement number 3, is executed every time after the code block has been executed. So something like I++. So in for loops, you would use incrementing or decrementing. I'll be using incrementing. I'll be putting plus plus. Then now we would want to display the variable I. So what it's basically going to do is, inside the main function, for I in the integer I equals 0, I and to execute this code block, I should be less than the integer 6. Then each time the processor goes through this loop, I should increment its original value by 1 each time. So like with this. So if I run it, it would print 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's good. So we add here, and this is how it would look like. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It stops at 5 because if it goes to 6, 6 is not less than 6. And yes, this is what it is. Now you can add a lot more modifications to this that we will be getting into later. Actually, I'll show you one modification right now. This is a challenge I've actually done before. It's like a really common algorithm that all programmers should know. So here we go. So first, we are going to want to ask the user for how many rows they want to enter. First, let me tell you what the program is going to be. It's basically similar to this, except the user gets to control how many numbers are displayed. So if they say 5 numbers, it would display 5 numbers. So let's get started. First, we obviously want a variable that stores what the user enters. So we would do this in called rows. You can make it called rows. And then we could display something like rows, just plain rows. Then now we could take in the input. Okay, now is where the for loop comes in. So here, for, we'll do int I equals 1, because if we do 1, it would print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that, instead of 0. We don't want the 0 right here. So, okay. Next statement is I should be less than or equal to rows. So I should be less than or equal to rows. This operator hasn't been taught, but it is one of the operators, less than or equal to, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. There are just a lot of operators. Okay. Anyway, so our third statement is I++. We will be incrementing I++. And now all we'll be doing is displaying I. Okay, now let's see if this works. This time we're going to add a return code. Exit. Let's do return 0. Let's run the program first. Let me clear this. Okay, rows. How many rows do we want? Let's say 10 for now. And then it would print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But notice that we said rows. We could actually change this into columns, I guess. So let's do columns. Right, and now if we want to do columns, it's pretty simple. We just have to add a new line. Because this is a row, that's a column. Okay, let's clear the screen. Okay. Okay, rows, how many rows do we want? We will say 10 again. Oh. Oh, there we go. Looks like I forgot to update the code, but wait, columns. We want 10 columns. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that is our simple algorithm. And we could actually do something like 25, and it would print all the way to 25. And so something that's really similar to this is a number pyramid program, which is also a really good cool algorithm. And I think after a couple more videos, you'll be able to do that too. And this is it, folks, and I'll see you in the next video all about functions and how to run them.